You know, you talk about all the manipulation here. Is that the explanation behind this, that there was some master puppeteer here that had this bigger-than-life presence and caused people to do things they wouldn't ordinarily do?
I think that's definitely possible. There are extraordinarily charismatic people who use that gift in wrong ways. But you have to pick somebody who's ripe to be manipulated. Someone who has their own agenda. Norm was looking for control. Carl was looking for a new career after being a cop. He wanted to be an actor. They all wanted something a little bit more.
I wanted to be an investigator. That's
yeah,
why,
but
that's
you
why I joined
answered
his
an
business.
ad to be an actor.
No, it was to be people with former law enforcement experience.
But
to work
you
as an
told us
investigating
that you answered an ad for a decoy.
Well, it was a decoy ad, right,
Okay.
for a private investigator.
Did you come out to San Francisco to be an actor?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Really?
No.
Well, I can almost guarantee you that I have had myself and at least 2 producers who will tell this audience, Dr. Phil and anyone else, that you told us you wanted to come out to San Francisco to try your hand at acting and modeling.
I'd like to see the film of that because I've never said that.
You came out to California strictly to be a private investigator?
No, not at all. I had no idea what I was going to do when I came out here. I signed with a modeling agency, yes.
Okay,
the acting,
well, Carl.
the acting had nothing to do with it. I was signed with a modeling agency in New York.
Do you see what I'm saying, Dr. Phil? Like, I'm not going to get into an argument with.
That's why I say I
this
feel like I'm.
And you're not letting me speak.
We've let you speak for an hour. Are you kidding me?
But you're arguing.
You haven't let me tell you the truth. And you're making accusations that just are flat.
It's not an accusation.
You said we haven't let you tell the truth. Please visit Truth Upon Me Now.
I didn't come to California to be an actor. I came to California to be close to my family. I fell into the acting once I came to California. I had no intentions ever of wanting to go into acting.
So you sit here and say, I knew there were bad things going on in this agency. I knew there were setups. I knew he was lying to you, Dr. Phil. I knew there was fraudulent stuff being put on your TV show, and that didn't bother me. But by God, don't you say I was going to be an actor. I'll throw down on that now. Why is that such a big deal?
Actually, it's all
Is that like a four-letter word or something?
And if you listen to the whole story, you get the whole story.
I think I've gotten a lot of the
I did investigative work for Chris Butler on and off for a few years before he brought me in once he got the TV show on a day-to-day basis. When he was doing the stings for People Magazine, Dr. Phil, everything else, I wasn't involved with that stuff. I wanted to do the investigative work, and that's what I did. And that's why I stayed away from that other stuff. And if that's what he wanted to do, that was his choice. I didn't want anything to do with it, and I didn't do anything with that.
Well, you know, it's often been quoted that all that's necessary for evil to prevail is for good men to do nothing.
And that's why I did something.
And you did something at that level, but you didn't do anything for me.
Well, I
can tell you that, and I don't like that, but I do acknowledge that you and Peter, with whatever division of labor, took the initiative and got these guys found out and charged.
The reason we're sitting here today is because of everything that I did, or you never would have known.
And I'm very glad that these guys are off the street and are charged, and we'll see if they're convicted or not. I've not evaluated Chris Butler, but I can tell you, generally speaking, people who behave in ways that they are alleged to have behaved are very sociopathic. They have no conscience. They have no consideration or empathy for the impact of what they do on other people. And they are narcissistic enough to believe that it will never hit a wall.
He'll be watching the show, Dr. Phil, and he would love to see Carl on the hot seat, and Ami, and Megan, and everybody else, because it's creating all sorts of drama that he will take responsibility and credit for in a positive way in his own mind, if you are to believe all of the rhetoric about him being as manipulative as he has been.
And maybe the guy's completely innocent. We don't know, right? I mean, that's for the courts to decide.
His statement says it is. He wrote a statement where it's everybody else's fault.
It's all allegations. There have been no convictions, even with Norm, who apparently has admitted everything and does here. I mean, we'll see how that plays out. But, the point is, people know the truth when they hear it. And if something doesn't feel right to you, it's just not right. I mean, you got to go with your gut. And if you ever have to stop being who you are in order to have a job, be in a relationship, or whatever, the cost is too high. The cost is just too high. Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.